Championship against an unknown opponent. That's right, Bobby Lashley will be putting his championship on the line tonight against an unknown superstar after Randy Orton has been ruled out by WWE officials after receiving third-degree burns at the hands of Walter. As promised, here tonight, Elimination Champion. Oh, brother. I think Bobby Lashley is not going to be a fan of this decision. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, is going to be Lashley's opponent tonight.
The WWE Championship.
Drew McIntyre for the spear, and that's it. That should be it. This is Academic. Hooks the inside leg. That's surprising. We've seen Lashley do this before. The spear. I think Lashley figured out a way to beat McIntyre here. This match is over. The road to WrestleMania rolls through, and Monday Night Raw is live with the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And we welcome you live to Monday Night Raw on the Space. As you saw in the video package, what a turn of events. We had Elimination Chamber last week. Elimination Chamber and the road to WrestleMania always managed to throw curveballs at you. And that's what happened in Elimination Chamber. Walter getting his hands on who was the #1 contender at the WWE Championship, Randy Orton, and incapacitating him to compete. The opportunity arose for Drew McIntyre to step up and challenge Bobby Lashley, and he did. And it looked like they were going to have a fair match, but then Bobby Lashley took the ship exit and took a count-out victory over Drew McIntyre. McIntyre definitely not happy about that.
Now, I know some of the guys like to play games when they're in this position and draw this out. That's not my style. I think it's time we made a little announcement right now. I think I'm going to make a challenge. I challenge Lashley. I can tell you for a fact, most of the boys in the back are terrified of that man, not me. When I walked in the ring last night, I looked into his eyes, you know what I saw? I can claymore this man over the top rope.
And here comes the almighty WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. Now, I think Lashley, as WWE Champion, has figured out that there is no shortage of competitors that want to take him down from the top of the mountain. AJ Styles already called his shot. He will face the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. And Lashley now has perhaps shifted his attention to AJ. However, we have a scorned Drew McIntyre here who feels like he deserves to be taken into consideration, who feels like he deserves to be given another opportunity, another shot at the title. The Almighty has a microphone. Let's see what he has to say.
17 years to get to the top of the mountain. Took me 16 years, Drew, so I get it. But unfortunately, only one of us can be on top. You're a great champion, Drew, but your time is over. It's now the almighty time. And then what makes it so bad is that all these guys in the back are scared of the Scottish Warrior. The Scottish Warrior. But you know what? I saw something different, Drew, last week. I see it in your eyes, Drew. And I saw fear. And on top of that, when I grabbed you in the hurt lock, I felt you shake. I felt you quiver. And then I felt you go out.
Such big words, such tough talk. When I was in the hurt lock, that wasn't fear, that was my ass going out. The hurt lock is no joke. You want to talk tough right here? Listen, I think we're both at about a 7 and 8 right now. I think we just fight right now. What do you say?
And we are back with some breaking news later tonight here on Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley will defend the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre per orders of WWE official Adam Pearce. This all goes down tonight. McIntyre does not want to get screwed out of the title again, live on Raw. And we have a huge qualifying match. Charlotte Flair, Selena Vega all buying to advance to the opportunity of a lifetime match at WrestleMania. What's the opportunity of a lifetime match? We'll tell you later on tonight here on Monday Night Raw. And speaking of later on tonight, what a huge return we have planned for you. The 16-time world champion, the greatest WWE superstar of all time, John Cena, returns live to Raw tonight in our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 297 pounds, Walter.
You know, Walter is a very reserved person. He's not much for grabbing a microphone and addressing the WWE Universe, but I just had to approach him and ask him exactly why he put his hands on Randy Orton at Elimination Chamber, why he got Randy Orton out of that WWE Championship match. And Walter just kept it very simple. When you're trying to make a statement, you go after the biggest person on the roster at that time. Randy Orton, the #1 contender at the WWE Championship, was the target, and Walter thinks he got the job done. Of course, as you saw in the video package at the top of the show, Orton ended up with second-degree burns after Walter slammed him against some electrical equipment at the backstage area back at Elimination Chamber. That prevented Orton from competing in a WWE Championship match, and Walter taking all the credit for that.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds, Matt Riddle.
The Super King of Bros, Matt Riddle, is in a position nobody would want to envy. And it's the position of facing a Walter that feels confident after having taken out someone like Randy Orton. Riddle has had an outstanding first year here on Monday Night Raw, but I don't know if you want to stand across a Walter that has a chip on his shoulder like we've seen lately. It's Walter, and it's Riddle, here tonight to kick us off. There's the bell, here we go. Both of these superstars found themselves having their first year on Raw being last year. They've both been relatively successful. All things considered, as Riddle controls the arm of Walter here. But both of them are looking to make an impact. And right now, on the road to WrestleMania, you target someone like Randy Orton, and I can understand why Walter would want to go after such a superstar. Walter in control here as Riddle looks to fire back, sending Walter into the ropes. They meet in the middle. Riddle gets away to Walter. Walter with the reversal picks up Riddle, slams him against the canvas. Good grief. Could that be enough? Hooks the leg and a kick out by Riddle. And here's the thing, you know, we talked about the burns on the back of Randy Orton. Prevented him from wrestling for the WWE Championship that night in Seattle as Riddle now takes control, goes for the cover, hooks the leg on Walter. Walter powers at it too. I think it's evident that we know Randy Orton is not going to be out for a long time. So Walter must be prepared for when Orton makes his comeback, whenever that is. Walter now sent to the corner by Riddle. Riddle with those kicks. Good reversal here by Walter. Walter now sending Riddle to the corner. The Alabama Slammer. Beautiful Alabama Slammer. And then the back body drop keeps Walter in control. The ring general, like I said, chip on his shoulder, considering the damage he caused. And think of the wrinkles we have on the road to WrestleMania now. Randy Orton is injured. We don't know when he'll be back. Drew McIntyre is chasing after the WWE Championship. He's got another opportunity at it tonight. AJ Styles now has to wait to see who he's going to face at WrestleMania, even after he had made his decision. And all of this circles back to Walter. Just because Walter decided to put his hands on Randy Orton, he threw a wrench on everybody's WrestleMania plans. Over the third rope, Riddle to the outside. Walter may be looking to take a count-out victory here. Don't know how smart that is. Over the third rope, Walter. Walter fires back, shot to the face of Riddle. And now they meet in the middle. Riddle with a kick. Walter creating some space between himself and Riddle. Look at those shots here. Riddle looking to fire back. Some strong kicks to the chest of Walter. Could Riddle be on his way to defeat the ring general? Oh, and Walter fires back, picks him up. This could spell disaster. And a reversal by Riddle. Riddle reverses the chokeslam, goes for a cover, hooks the leg and a kick out. Oh, Riddle had a real moment right there that could have gotten things his way. But Walter instead turns the ship around, takes the control of this match back. And now Walter picks up Riddle, sends him flying. Riddle slowly using the ropes to pull himself back up. He's at the mercy of Walter. And now Walter sets Riddle up on the top rope. Riddle fires back, elbow to the face of Walter. Riddle off the top rope. Walter swats him out of the air. And just like that, momentum turns. Choke slam by Walter. And off the choke slam, shoulders down, hooks the leg, isn't enough. Put him away and a kick out at 2. And now Walter looking to put this match away here. Picks up Riddle and drops him right on the canvas. That leads us into a cover, hooks the inside leg. And Walter picks up a huge win on the road to WrestleMania.
Here is your winner, Walter.
Well, we talked about how Walter has a chip on his shoulder. And this win is certainly going to add to that as the ring general picks up a victory here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, a huge WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre claims he was cheated out of the WWE Championship when Lashley took a count-out victory at Elimination Chamber. Tonight, McIntyre and Lashley fight once again for the WWE Championship. McIntyre vows to not get screwed out of the title again. That happens tonight live on Raw. Also tonight, we'll let you know what the opportunity of a lifetime ladder match will be. I already said too much. Charlotte Flair goes one-on-one against Zelina Vega. The winner will be headed to WrestleMania to join the opportunity of a lifetime match. We'll explain more about this later on, but tonight, it's the return of the greatest WWE superstar of all time, John Cena. Makes his return. What will the 16-time world champion have to say to the WWE Universe as we start WrestleMania season? Raw rolls on. And we are back live on Monday Night Raw with the one and only Ricochet.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Paducah, Kentucky. Weighing in at 190 pounds, Ricochet!
Well, Ricochet makes his way out here for this huge triple threat matchup between himself, Kevin Owens, and Dolph Ziggler. We talk about the implications of WrestleMania that is lingering over some of the matches here on Monday Night Raw, and this could be one of them. I'll explain myself. At Elimination Chamber last week, the Cruiserweight Championship and the United States Championship were unified, and now the new United States Champion Rey Mysterio wants a new challenger for WrestleMania. We are being told by WWE officials that this match will certainly have an input in who that challenger will be, as we see Kevin Owens join the fray.
From Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens!
Kevin Owens, a former world champion, but also a former WWE United States champion, who would love to go to WrestleMania and walk out with another championship in his resume. For Owens, this is a huge opportunity after being overlooked in the WWE Championship chase. And as you see, KO already sporting his WrestleMania 6, or I should say, KO Mania 6 t-shirt, this being the 6th year in a row where Kevin Owens will be headed to WrestleMania. And this match would certainly be influential. And then there's this man, another former United States champion himself, who is usually in tag team competition here on Monday nights, but right now would love to insert his name in the fray for the United States title.
Weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler!
Like I said, Dolph Ziggler, a former United States champion himself, usually accompanied by Robert Roode in tag team competition, but you know, we talked about opportunities coming up the way they did Drew McIntyre back in Elimination Chamber. If a singles opportunity comes at you the way this one is coming, you'd think then the show-off would jump on it, and that's exactly what he did. Ziggler here joins Ricochet, Kevin Owens in this triple threat match. with United States Championship WrestleMania implications. There's the bell. Here we go. And quickly Ricochet goes after Kevin Owens. Here's the brass tacks of the Smash. No countouts, no disqualifications, pinfalls, and submissions happen inside of the ring. And the first superstar to get a pinfall or submission could be next in line for the United States title. Owens turning his attention to Ricochet. Ricochet sends Owens into the ropes, and what a spine buster! Shot to the back of the head there by Ziggler. And Ricochet, targeted by Owens, for the Samoan drop. Out of everyone in the ring, and this is very interesting to note, as Ziggler hits the X Factor on Ricochet. Ricochet may be out of this match after that X Factor. Out of everybody in this match, the superstar that has the most experience at WrestleMania, it would be Kevin Owens. Last year at WrestleMania, Owens was in the main event. He defeated Seth Rollins to win the WWE Championship. So it would behoove him to find a way back into the show of shows. Owens, with his attention on Ricochet. And here's Ziggler back in this match. Sidestep reversal by Owens. Ricochet, however. Look at this. We got a bit of an alliance. Ricochet and Ziggler. Well, so much for that alliance, right? I was going to say Ricochet and Ziggler turning their attention to Kevin Owens to take him out. And that alliance did not last long. The reversal here, neck breaker by Ricochet. And Ricochet's taking complete control here in the early goings of this match. Forearm to the face of Ziggler. Ziggler groggy, using the ropes to his advantage. And there's Owens. Drop kick to the back of Ziggler. And this is how these triple threat matches usually go. There's action coming in from everywhere in the match, and just when you think you may have it, you may actually don't. Perhaps going for a stunner there. Good reversal there by Ziggler, who takes down Owens. Owens chopped to the ribs of Ziggler, and now Ziggler dropped back of the head right on his knee. Here's Owens now, in control of the arm of Ricochet. And you know, this is first one to get pinfall and submission. Could be headed to WrestleMania, perhaps. As Owens hits the stunner. Speaking of pinfalls and submissions, we got a cover. Referee taking a little while there, shoulders down, hooks the leg, and Ziggler breaks it up. I mentioned briefly how the referee may have taken a little bit too long there to start that count, and that may have allowed Ziggler to break it up, but right now Ziggler may not be part of the equation. Ricochet on the top rope at the mercy of Kevin Owens, who could be taking him for a ride here. Superplex! Center of the ring, crash and burn. Off the superplex, shoulders down. Is it enough? And there's Ziggler to break it off. Now Ziggler with a sleeper hold. This would have been a better idea if Ricochet wasn't standing right there. That's exactly what I was thinking. As Ricochet breaks it up. But Owens may just be out of the equation for the time being. Ziggler takes control. He slams Ricochet to the canvas. And the Faymaster hits. Ziggler could be on his way to the United States Championship. Shoulders down of the Faymaster, and there's Kevin to break it off. Great timing by Kevin, and that's what these triple threat matches are all about. Good timing. Do not let your opponent have that much of an advantage. Do not let your opponent have that much momentum, especially if you find yourself out of the equation like Kevin just was. And now Ziggler with a shot to the face of Owens. Owens goes down. X Factor by Ziggler again. Ziggler may have the clearest opening in this match as Owens blocks it. Knee to the gut. And now Owens picks up Ziggler for a Samoan drop. Oh, but here's Ricochet trying to sneak back into this match. And Owens doesn't allow it. Instead, a super kick to Ziggler, who may just be out of the equation here. What the hell is Owens thinking? Owens about to take a dump. Oh my goodness! Owens wipes out Ricochet on the outside of the ring. It's all Owens here. And Owens is back in the ring. Owens needs to pin someone. Oh, and Owens, I think, just realized he sees Ziggler back. Ziggler trying to take the advantage. Stunner! And off the stunner, hooks the inside leg. Isn't enough to put Ziggler away. And Ziggler gets the shoulder up. Oh no, Poison Rana! Huge opening. Owens is out of the equation. Ricochet headed to the top rope. 630. And off the 630, hooks the inside leg. Ziggler still in it. Ricochet's gonna go for another cover. Hooks the leg. A more emphatic kick out by Ziggler. Ricochet with the cutter. And now over the third rope, Ziggler. Here's Owens, finally back in this match. Owens turns his attention to Ziggler, hooks him in, a DDT. Man, and how close was Ricochet from becoming the top contender at the United States Championship there. Ziggler with the emotional fortitude as Owens comes off the top of the frog splash, but Ziggler gets the knees up. Great reversal by Ziggler. Big opening for the sick man as he goes for the Faymaster. And off the Faymaster, he hooks the leg again. Shoulders down. He's hitting up. Put him away. And a kick out of two by Owens. What a kick out. As this match continues, you can see what the United States Championship means to both of these men. Ricochet, shots to the ribs of Owens. Clothesline, and down goes Ricochet. Owens in control. Body slam. Ricochet in a perfect position there to get hit with that knee by Owens. And speaking of knees, here's Owens. Vintage Owens dropping Ricochet head first onto his knees, and look at Ziggler trying to steal it. I think Ziggler's going to have to make sure Owens is not there before he goes to the cover, and that's just plainly disrespectful as Kevin is still there. Of course he's gonna break up the pin. I think that may just have been desperation by Ziggler. Owens now heads to the top rope slowly but surely. Now Owens in a precarious position. Ziggler's got him on the top rope. Ziggler needs to make a decision. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna go after Owens or is he gonna go after Ricochet? Ziggler let off a shot. Oh, but a reversal by Owens. And Owens wipes out both of them with a cannonball off the top rope. Ziggler may just be out of the equation, which just leaves Ricochet. Stunner! Head off the stunner, hooks the inside leg. Kevin Owens picks up the win.
Here is your winner, Kevin Owens.
That was an absolutely incredible match between these three men. And Kevin Owens may just be the next United States champion after that incredible victory here tonight. Rey Mysterio better watch his back as KO Mania 6 is running wild. Still to come tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Championship will be on the line. That match, I can confirm that it's live and it's next. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship coming up next. Live on Raw. Still to come later tonight, though, the opportunity of a lifetime qualifying match between Charlotte Flair and Zelina Vega. You don't want to miss it. We'll explain what the opportunity of a lifetime ladder match will be later on tonight here on Monday Night Raw. And speaking of opportunities, what a great opportunity we'll have to watch the greatest of all time, the 16-time world champion, John Cena. The first ballot Hall of Famer Cena returns live tonight on Raw. What will he have to say? Raw rolls on.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
The moment of truth has arrived. Here comes the number one contender, at least for tonight. I should say the challenger at the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre took on Bobby Lashley at Elimination Chamber, and Lashley decided to take a count-out victory and leave McIntyre hanging. Earlier tonight, McIntyre protested he got screwed out of the championship and was given a rematch tonight. All of this, all of what's happening, circles back to Walter attacking Randy Orton and prohibiting Orton from appearing in a WWE Championship match because of injury. So this opportunity lands on Drew McIntyre and it slips away thanks to a technicality. Tonight he gets to rectify that by beating Lashley and taking the WWE Championship ahead of WrestleMania. But speaking of ahead of WrestleMania, about a month ago, this man had a challenge thrown out to him. A challenge from the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, the winner of the 2022 Men's Royal Rumble match. AJ wants to beat the Almighty for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Now, if the Almighty were to lose the WWE Championship here tonight, Drew McIntyre would then face AJ Styles for the title at the Show of Shows. Either way, whomever walks out of this match with the WWE Championship has an appointment in less than 5 weeks against the phenomenal one AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Nonetheless, the Almighty seems very confident heading into this match. I don't know exactly how well it would go over if he were to do exactly the same thing he did last time. If anything, the Almighty is out here looking to prove that he can beat Drew McIntyre, and he will beat Drew McIntyre tonight, according to him. WWE Championship on the line in this one.
Introducing the challenger from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, Drew McIntyre. And introducing the champion from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds. He is the WWE Champion, the Almighty Bobby Lashley.
Big fight feel here tonight, as Bobby Lashley is going to defend his WWE Championship for the second week in a row. The almighty WWE Champion versus the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. Referee making this one official. Like we said, a match with vested interest for the Phenomenal One. And if you're AJ, you've been preparing for Lashley for the past couple of weeks ahead of WrestleMania. And now you find out it may actually be Scottish Warrior, which is a whole different beast, to prepare for McIntyre. You gotta wonder exactly how AJ feels about this whole scenario. You know, that's one of the things with the Royal Rumble. You pick who you're gonna face early, and then the road to WrestleMania has its curve and its twists and its challenges. And the person you chose may not end up being the person you're gonna end up facing at WrestleMania. Good reversal here by Lashley as these two are filling each other out in the WWE Championship match. McIntyre is absolutely taking it to the back of the almighty. You want to keep the champion grounded in a situation like this one. Lashley now. Good reversal here. Trying to take advantage. McIntyre fires back. McIntyre takes him down for a cover. Shoulders down. Is it enough? And a kick out. WWE Championship on the line in this one. Lashley crashing against the corner. Bounces off. And sent flying for a German by McIntyre. And McIntyre. Submission maneuver locked in the driver's seat, trying to make Lashley tap out. That's gonna be more difficult. The reversal here. McIntyre was going for a knee, and eyes on the back of his head. He avoids Lashley. And now Lashley in the corner. And the test press by the Scottish Warrior. McIntyre looking like he's going to fulfill that promise, that he's going to beat Lashley here tonight. Shot to the back. Lashley puts McIntyre on the ropes. McIntyre fires back, hooks him in here. Pile driver! Pile driver! And off the pile driver, shoulders down here. Is it enough? And a kick out. Back and forth we go. Kick to the plexus. Lashley hooks him in here. Plants him down. That leads us into a cover. Shoulders to the mat. Is it enough? And a kick out. Both men are down at the moment. And hold on a second. AJ Styles. Where the hell did AJ come from? Phenomenal forearm. The referee has no other option but to call for the bell. This match is over. We talked about the possibility of AJ not being happy about his WrestleMania opponent changing. And now we're seeing the result here. He turns his attention to Lashley after hitting the phenomenal forearm of McIntyre, who's pissed. McIntyre wins this match, but he doesn't win the championship. And now AJ with the champion Styles clash. McIntyre is pissed on top of the stage. And the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, for the second time, McIntyre has had a match disrupted. This time by the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble, AJ Styles. We're back live on Monday Night Raw. This happened moments ago. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, interrupting the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. He hits McIntyre with the phenomenal forearm. That would mean that McIntyre wins the match, but since it's a disqualification, he doesn't win the championship. McIntyre is screwed out of the title once again, and that opens the door for AJ to turn his attention to his WrestleMania opponent, Bobby Lashley. And instead, Lashley takes a phenomenal, well, I should say a Styles clash for his troubles, much to the chagrin of Drew McIntyre, who wanted to prove he could beat Lashley for the title here tonight. Well, during the commercial break, Drew McIntyre sent out a threat to WWE management. It reads the following way: if I get screwed out of the WWE Championship one more time, there are going to be serious consequences. Whoever's in charge of this show, fix it. And fix it shall they, because breaking news over the commercial break, next week live on Raw, Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. If Drew McIntyre takes victory, he will be added to the AJ Styles Bobby Lashley match at WrestleMania. It will become a triple threat. And more breaking news next week, the return of the WWE Hall of Famer. You know him, you love him, Goldberg returns live next week here to Raw. What will Goldberg have to say to the WWE Universe? We'll find out next week. And it is time for the much talked about opportunity of a lifetime qualifying match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from the Queen City,
Charlotte Flair in a big position in this match. Let us explain to you what the opportunity of a lifetime ladder match will be. It will be a triple threat ladder match. Hanging above the ring will be an opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship at next month's premium live event, WrestleMania Backlash. So whomever wins this match at WrestleMania will automatically become the #1 contender at the Raw Women's Championship. And there will be 3 spots to fill. The first one will be filled here tonight with either Charlotte Flair or Zelina Vega. So basically, this is a huge opportunity for either one of these women to secure their ticket to Dallas and for WrestleMania. Meanwhile, here comes La Muñeca. Zelina Vega is a former women's tag team champion. She held on to those championships for a lengthy amount of time alongside Raquel Gonzalez. But a singles opportunity hangs in the balance here as Vega is set to go one-on-one with Flair here. The winner will secure their ticket to WrestleMania, to the opportunity of a lifetime ladder match. And you would imagine that Vega is very excited for this opportunity. I know Vega is not one to abandon her tag team partners, but she absolutely could be the next Raw Women's Champion here. And Flair quickly sends Vega to crash off the corner, but a great reversal by Vega. There are
2 more spots left to be filled after this one. Gotta wonder who in the Raw roster is gonna fill those. That's Flair with the reversal, and so is Selena here. You know, it's a question about who wants it more. If you think about it, Flair, a former multiple-time women's champion, Selena has never held that women's championship before. But you gotta wonder if just wanting it enough is enough for Selena, as Flair is in control here of this match. Flair with the abdominal stretch, just completely pulling on both arms and legs of Selena Vega and stretching her torso. Vega, on her part, fights back, keeps Flair down for a cover and a kick out. Vega needs to start capitalizing, especially off a cover like the one we just saw a couple of minutes ago. Flair is looking for anything to get back in control of this match. Vega looking to fire back. What a kick to the head of Flair. And this is exactly the type of fire we needed to see from Selena Vega. Look at that. Stomping a mud hole on the face of Charlotte Flair. Definitely an ode to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Good reversal there by Flair. Flair sending Vega into the corner. And going right after the leg. Gives you an impression of what Flair has in mind. Perhaps that figure 8. And just like that, Flair takes control of this match. Vega was looking to fire back, but Flair doesn't allow it. Instead, Flair sends Vega shoulder first off the turnbuckle post. If you're Flair, you don't want Selena Vega to start racking up momentum. Take it to the ropes. Go for that big boot. Vega moves out of the way. This is a big moment. Vega could be punching her ticket to WrestleMania. DDT connects. That should be it. Shoulders down. Hooks the leg. Is it enough? Put her away. And a kick out by Flair. So close, yet so far away. Selena Vega almost shocked the WWE Universe and headed to WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Flair fires back in this match. Shoulders down here by Flair, and Selena Vega still in this. Flair dropping the knee across the face of Selena, not once, maybe going for it for a second time here. Yes, sir. He's still trading shots here. Drop kick, Selena. Looking to build momentum, get back in this match. Selena trying to go for a cover off that drop kick. Difficult to roll Charlotte over as we see a cover and a kick out. Selena looking to fire back here. Flair, careful with those submission maneuvers. She's going for a single leg Boston Crab. Trying to make Selena tap out here. Selena fires back at Flair. Selena needs to stay on top of Charlotte. There's a reason why Charlotte is a multiple-time women's champion. And we're seeing great moves here by Selena. The camel clutch. Log 10. And Flair escapes. Back and forth, these two trading shots here. Selena trying to get Flair on the ropes. Kick to the face of Flair. Flair is down. Selena needs to capitalize off the kick to the face. And off that kick, shoulders down. And a quick kick out by Flair. I don't know if going for the attack on the leg was a good idea, but he may have sidetracked Selena and her momentum there. Vega now sends Flair to the ropes. Clothesline. Flair goes down. Vega not losing any momentum in this match. Flair in the corner. Vega may be going for those patented knees in the corner. Yes, sir! The double knees by Vega leads us into a cover to head to WrestleMania and a kick out. Incredible. What a performance by Vega in this match. She's looking for that DDT one more time. She wants to put Charlotte away once and for all, but a great block here by Flair. And that's all perhaps it could take. One slip, and Flair is setting you up. Kick to the plex. Natural selection. And off the natural selection, shoulders down, hooks the inside leg. Charlotte Flair is going to WrestleMania.
Here's your winner, Charlotte Flair.
The Queen of WWE is the first one to secure her spot in the opportunity of a lifetime ladder match for a shot at the Raw Women's Championship. 2 more superstars are going to qualify, and we'll find out as Raw rolls on. We're back live on Monday Night Raw. Here comes the Empress of Tomorrow. The Raw Women's Champion, Asuka.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Osaka, Japan, the Raw Women's Champion.
The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, making her way out here. And she has a target on her back in the form of Io Shirai, the winner of the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match. Already decided that she'll face Asuka at WrestleMania. Of course, Shirai and Asuka, former best friends, former multiple-time tag team champions together. All it took was one Royal Rumble to break their friendship. We haven't heard from Shirai since she decided to attack Asuka and make her choice for WrestleMania. And tonight, Asuka is set to go one-on-one against Mandy Rose. But you gotta wonder if Shirai is watching. The match is already official. And that's the thing about Shirai. She's dropped off the face of the earth as we get this match going. She's dropped off the face of the earth after choosing Asuka. We knew that Shirai was a reserved person, but we didn't expect her to not address the Empress of Tomorrow or even, you know, explain her actions, although I don't think it needs any more explaining than Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion and Shirai wants it. Asuka for the cover here on Rose. 2. Kick out. And now Rose sending Asuka to the ropes. Scoop slam. And off the scoop slam. Reversal by Asuka. Kick to the plex. And she's got Mandy in the corner, and Mandy fires back at Asuka. It's gotta be tough if you're the Raw Women's Champion to focus on a match like this when you know that you have to fight your former best friend in less than 5 weeks at WrestleMania. And we don't know if Shirai is here. What if she is? What if Asuka is in danger of being attacked again? Hurricane Rana leads to a cover, shoulders down, kick out. Submission maneuver locked in. Asuka in the driver's seat here, taking control of Mandy. Mandy fires back. And Mandy, perhaps a little frustrated with how this entire thing is developing. You're in a match with the Raw Women's Champion. You can't let your frustrations get the best of you. Think of the opportunity this could mean for Mandy if she were to win here tonight against the Raw Women's Champion. Maybe Mandy could be in consideration to be added to the Women's Opportunity of a Lifetime match. Oh, and Asuka looking to stop any momentum Mandy has. Suplex to the outside. Great suplex by the Empress of Tomorrow. And there goes Mandy crashing against the steel steps. And Asuka using her environment to her advantage. Asuka brings Mandy back in the ring. Shoulders down, hooks the leg, is it enough? And a kick out. Mandy getting back to her feet. Asuka shots. Side step. And here's Asuka with the suplex. Mandy rolls out. Asuka heads to the top rope. Looks down at Mandy, and now Asuka, with the greatest of ease off the top rope, wipes out Mandy on the outside. And the Raw Women's Champion, what could Asuka be thinking here? It's the Asuka lock. The Asuka lock is locked in. She's in the driver's seat. I have no idea what Asuka's thinking about here. I think Asuka's conscious she's not going to make Mandy tap on the outside. That's not going to count. I think it's about wiping away all of the momentum that Mandy may have. Here's Asuka tossing Mandy around. Mandy helpless on the ropes, at the mercy of Asuka, who uses the ropes to her advantage. Here's the cover, hooks the leg, isn't enough to put Mandy away here. And Mandy, surprisingly, still in this. If you're Asuka, I know you have this big WrestleMania match coming up, but you cannot underestimate your opponent. Asuka pushes Mandy off. Kick. Uh-oh. Hip attack by Asuka. Could signify the end. Hooks the leg here. Got her.
Here is your winner, Asuka!
Well, the Raw Women's... Oh, wait a minute. We were just talking about this. And there she is. The winner of the Royal Rumble, Io Shirai. Just absolutely yanking Asuka off the top rope and sending another message to the Empress of Tomorrow about who the strongest in their tag team was. That's incredible. Asuka taken for a ride by Io Shirai. And now the kick. And Io Shirai once again sends an emphatic message to the Raw Women's Champion ahead of WrestleMania. We are less than 4 weeks away from WrestleMania, and we know the bad blood between these two women, Io Shirai and Asuka. We can now confirm you that this match will be the main event of WrestleMania Saturday for the Raw Women's Championship. Also at WrestleMania Saturday, a match with Raw Women's Championship implications. The opportunity of a lifetime ladder match. Charlotte Flair and 2 other participants competing for a shot at the Raw Women's Championship at next month's WrestleMania Backlash event. Who will go to WrestleMania Backlash? We'll find out live WrestleMania Saturday. And also WrestleMania Saturday, the World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. World Champion Edge, winner of the Elimination Chamber, Seth Rollins. It all goes down live WrestleMania Saturday. Now what about Sunday? Because WrestleMania is a 2-night stupendous extravaganza. Well, at WrestleMania Sunday, we'll have the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Bayley puts that title up for grabs against the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match, Naomi. WrestleMania Sunday. And also WrestleMania Sunday, as it stands, it's still a one-on-one match, but it could be a triple threat when we get there. The winner of the Men's Royal Rumble, AJ Styles, goes one-on-one against the almighty WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley, for the championship. WrestleMania Sunday. It's too big for one night. WrestleMania live in less than 4 weeks here on the Space. Meanwhile, here is the greatest WWE superstar of all time, the franchise, John Cena. It's been a while since we've seen John around. Back in the fall, he had a couple of championship matches, one for Raw, one for SmackDown. But ever since then, we have not seen Cena here in the WWE ring. And what a pleasure it is to have him back. 16 World Championships, 10 WrestleMania main events. The man has done it all, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Big Match John Cena is here tonight. And it's the road to WrestleMania. You always expect something big out of John Cena. We wonder exactly what he has in mind for the WWE Universe here tonight. Yeah, passionate crowd here tonight just absolutely losing their mind for John Cena.
Thank you. What am I doing here? Well, it's WrestleMania season. So I guess it's time to answer the question, what am I doing at WrestleMania? WrestleMania, an event that no WWE superstar wants to miss. And I know my role has changed, but I want to say this loud and proud. I am, and I will always be, a WWE superstar. I'm doing something different. I'm doing something different. Because I know exactly how hard WWE superstars work each and every day just to hope for one WrestleMania moment. And I also pride myself on always listening to the biggest WWE superstar of them all, the WWE Universe. And we do have an excited universe here tonight. And sometimes you may feel like they don't listen to you, but trust me, I always hear you. I hear you after every Raw. I hear you after every NXT. I hear you after every Friday night SmackDown on Fox. And you are all passionate about the future of the WWE. And I feel you because I am too. I'm doing the right thing. this year WrestleMania should go on without John Cena. I hear you. This is not goodbye. But it is goodbye for now, and it's the right thing to do. I, like you, believe in the future of this company. I, like you, respect the day in and out work that WWE superstars do every single time they step into this ring, and WrestleMania spots should be earned, not demanded. So this year I'm betting on the future. This year WrestleMania goes on without John Cena. I know that makes WrestleMania a bit sour, and I understand. But it also makes tonight very special, because I don't know the next time I'm going to be back. So if I was going to make an announcement like I'm going to make tonight, I wanted to do it in front of my loved ones. I wanted to do it in front of my family. I wanted to do it in a place that I call home. Damn it, I'm from West Newbury, Massachusetts, and it feels pretty damn good to spend these last moments and hear this noise right here in Boston, Massachusetts. And I hope the world is listening, because we got a rowdy group up in here tonight.
Wow! Finn Balor! Finn Balor just attacked John Cena with the 1916! What is happening? This is ridiculous. John Cena just gave a wonderful speech on him passing the torch to the future of the WWE, missing WrestleMania, not wanting to be a part of it. And just like that, that speech has been trounced, destroyed by Finn Balor, the Prince Finn Balor. I don't think I ever recall seeing Finn Balor do anything like what we're watching here as he hits the Sling Blade on John Cena. This is ridiculous. There on the shadow of the WrestleMania sign. DDT on the apron. What is Finn Balor thinking here? Finn still sharing hand. And now taking severe shots against John Cena. A John Cena that's not here to wrestle, mind you. And now the DDT. I cannot believe my eyes. And Finn Balor is not done. Even more shots with that steel chair. This is absolutely shocking. I cannot for the life of me understand what's going through the mind of Finn Balor. Why he's doing any of this. Balor just plants John Cena right to the concrete or the arena here tonight. And the Prince just waiting on John to get back up. For the Bloody Sunday. And we are back in the ring. Cena at the mercy of Finn Balor. Chair in the center of the ring, and Balor coup de grace on top of the chair. An absolutely disgusting display by the Prince Finn Balor, who has left his mark here tonight and completely laid out John Cena on the road to WrestleMania.